Hello, 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 hello. How is everyone doing today? Oh man, you know, just once I would like to come back from England without getting sick. Just once. We're 3 for 3. It's not as bad as it was the first time. It's not as bad as it was the second time, but just once I would like to come back from England and not be sick. And yes, Toasty Boy is up on the shelf. Why? I don't know. I had to get at something and it was in the way, and I've decided I want to rebuild Toasty. It's been a while since we played with Toasty. I want to add it to the list. Yeah. How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? I need some drink. He needs some milk. That's delicious. Forgot how big Toasty was. It's 250, right? It's 250. Yeah, it's a 250. Man, what do we even got in this thing? Big Tree Tech something. I don't even know. What do we even have? It's been a hot minute since I've even looked at Toasty. It's a little rusty too. I gotta clean that up. I mean, it's just raw spring steel. Still got the Z switch. XYN stops are physical. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I got a plan for Toasty. Are there any new type? That is, we'll talk about it. We'll get to this later. First things first, I have some homework. As always, I am horrible at taking photos. If anyone knows any photo bucket accounts or like, photo bucket accounts, what am I, a boomer? Any like photo galleries or whatever of Smurf pictures, I could have sworn somebody shared one, but I couldn't find it. The other option is we just go through like hashtag Smurf on Reddit and see what comes up, or on Smurf Twitter and see what comes up. I'm offended. So yes, it's been a while. It has been a while. I was hoping to do a stream at Smurf. I did do a little test stream offline. It wasn't public. And it just kept dropping out. It was fine if I stayed in certain areas, but it kept like doing the glitchiness. And I was like, you know what? It's day 2 of the event. The time I was going to do it, some people had already left. And I'm like, you know what? We'll just put off the stream. I did put out a video today on the channel, just a fun video. It was, let me pull it up here. At the event, you know how my overhead camera in the garage, or the mobile camera in the garage, has been a little green tinted mode for a bit there because it's broken. Somebody gave me a camera, a replacement camera. So I just kind of had some fun and I recorded a walkthrough of the event, and I put like a VHS filter on it and just kind of like put some synthwave tunes on it. So if you're looking for some like Smurf and chill vibes, this video is now on the channel. It's literally just 18 minutes of just vibes and music and whatnot. And it's all like camcorder. Yes, it's 480p. It's 4:3. It's about the vibes. So that's on the channel if you want to watch. It's like an 18-minute video walkthrough. There are, oh God, I have a bunch of videos from Smurf to edit. I've started editing them. Running into a bit of a problem because, for those that don't know, I'm doing the whole year of Linux test. And part of that is my main desktop is Linux. I'm running CachyOS. And I'm running into a little bit of a problem where Vinci Resolve on Linux cannot undo AAC. So when I import a video, which I record with my DJI Pocket Osmo, there's no audio. So I have to re-encode the audio, and I could do it one video at a time, but I'm trying to figure out a way to like batch do it. Because it's really annoying. Let me pull it up here. When I have date modified, Smurf, hot sauce. I think I've moved a bunch of these videos, quick hits. Yeah, I moved these ones on the desktop. So I've got a bunch of videos to edit, and I need to find a way to like batch convert them, because I don't want to be going through and doing one video at a time, converting it. I'm trying to figure out how to get the bash script to work. I have a bash script and it didn't work, and I don't know why. So I got to figure that out. The hot sauce event, I recorded the whole thing. If you are interested in watching me burn my mouth, do hot sauce stuff, I actually recorded the entire event on my own camera with Grant's permission. I did tell him I was doing this beforehand. He was okay with it. So I have this whole, my segment of the hot sauce event recorded. And what I will be doing, if you want to watch it, you can just go on Grant's stream and watch it on his channel. But I will be putting out my segment on my channel as a Patreon, YouTube subscriber, supporter type thing. So I did well with the hot sauce. I'm actually, okay, I don't know how to say this with the hot sauce. I don't know if I just happened to handle it pretty well and I'm good with spicy stuff, or it wasn't that spicy and people were overhyping it. Because like the hottest one, 10 minutes later, I was fine. I ate the napkin. I ate the part of the napkin that I spilt the hottest hot sauce on. And I was fine. Like, here, let me see if I can find it. I don't know. So I spilt like the crazy hot sauce on the napkin. You could see it. I gotta wait for this, stupid. You could see it. Go away. Go away. I don't want the go away bar. Yeah, you could see it like right there. I spilt the crazy hot sauce on it. So I ate that part of the napkin. That was the part of the napkin I ate, was the, yeah, you can see it right there. I ate the crazy hot part of the napkin. So yeah. So this will be going up on the channel for supporters and whatnot. What other videos do we have? I have a quick hits. I don't have any of the videos here. So I totally, full disclosure, I totally did not steal Joel's idea of X event in 60 seconds. And you could tell I didn't steal it because the segments aren't 60 seconds. But I did record like, I want to say 8 segments with a bunch of people that were like 2 to 3 minutes each. That will be one video. It'll be just like Smurf quick hits for stuff that, camera's on autofocus, so I might be focusing on this guy. Here, let me put it on the ground so that it won't, it might be focusing on the Gundam too. There we go. Here, focus on the gamer subs. Buy gamer subs, use code Canuck, save 10%. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And hey, every stream we give away a spool of filament from Polymaker. Enter for your chance, link in the video description. Enter that draw, we'll be doing the draw at the end of stream. So I have that. What else do I have videos on? I have videos on, is this the E3D like super high flow thing they have? Yeah, E3D has a super high flow hot end. They have that, that's a segment. So I got a video with Millennium Machines. That will be a standalone video. I have a video with Muon 3D, which I think Joel just put a video out on today. And I also did a standalone video, I think it was this guy, with the, yeah, Emu. The Emu. And this is actually the printer that got me thinking about Toasty Boy again. And you'll see why later in the stream. But this is a pretty cool concept. This thing's pretty cool. So that video will be pretty cool. So I've got 3 standalone videos, a video quick hits, and then the hot sauce video. So there's 5 videos from Smurf that will be coming out over the next little bit. The plan is to have the quick hits video be this weekend, if I can figure out how to do batch encoding of Smurf stuff, or of AAC files in Linux. So quick hits video this weekend, Muon video, and then other videos. And then also the video with the hot sauce that will be a members and a Patreon video on the channel. And then lastly, 1 second here. 1, 2, 3, 4, in 5 weeks, we're at Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain's in 5 weeks. I've got my flight booked. I got my everything booked for that. So Rocky Mountain will be in soon. It's coming up a lot quicker than I thought it would be. It was nice meeting me at Smurf. Cheers! I met a bunch of people. As always, I am horrible with names and faces and remembering stuff like that. Am I going to Rapid? No, I'm not going to Rapid. Twofold. One, Rapid is during the week. So it is literally the week before Rocky Mountain. By the way, I'm still sick. I've had a runny nose. We're going to talk about the trip in a little bit. Rocky Mountain or Rapid is in Boston, which is 9 hours away from me that way. Rocky Mountain is way over there that way. And it would basically be fly out Monday night, go to Rapid. Rapid is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Leave Rapid, because Rapid is a half day Thursday. Leave Rapid, Thursday night, fly to Denver. And then it would be Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest, set up Friday, and then the event Saturday, Sunday, and then fly home Monday. So it would be a full week of events, and yeah, that's not happening. Also, for those that have been doing Rapid events or covering Rapid events, Rapid's kind of shit lately. Formnext, which is in Europe, is a much bigger, better event. More stuff, at least that we would be interested in, would be shown off there. Rapid's kind of been dying. I don't know, maybe it's the economy or what, but Rapid's kind of been not great lately. So yeah, so there's that. What else? What else? I'm trying to think. I did not take a lot of pictures at all this year at the event. Do I have some pictures? I do have some pictures. Yeah, let me just double check, make sure none of these are all clean so I can talk through stuff. Yeah, okay, so there's nothing in there that, yeah, we're good. I'm going to Boston in about a month for a conference. I mean, Boston's nice. How was the nightlife? You want to know what's kind of not, it's not sad. I won't say it's sad. It's just fact of life. I'm getting old. I'm 38 this month. 38 in 11 days. Fuck. Anyways, no, not even. 9 days. Shit. Not this Sunday, next Sunday. Oh my God. Anyways, I didn't go out at all. I was in bed, like, I was back in the hotel room early every night. Did I have a smooth trip? So let's talk about the trip itself. As also, if you have, just putting this out there, if you have a link to any photos of the event, like anyone took a photo gallery or anything like that, share it in the Discord so we have more to look at, because I'm horrible at taking photos. So just, if you're not part of the Discord, join the Discord and then share your photos in there, or a link to the photos. I could have sworn somebody was asking about it, and I think there is one. Anyways, we'll just go through Twitter posts. But anyways, so Smurf, it was over the weekend. It was fun. It was really fun. I always have fun going to events. I love covering events. I love talking to people on the floor. I like doing live content. You guys know that. I'm live streaming right now. Like, subscribe. It's the type of content I like doing, okay? I like being with people. I like doing it live. I like just going, and it is what it is. So it's been a while since an event. I know it says it's been a while, but 3D Printopia was back in September, and then I went to Prague in October, and then nothing since then. So that was like the longest stretch without covering an event in a while on the channel. So it's nice to get back at it. Smurf this year was in March. Previous years, it was in December when it was cold and crappy out. And March in Manchester, I'm happy to report, is still cold and crappy, just not as cold and crappy. It didn't rain. I did see the sun once. And even though everything was wet continuously, the train tracks still caught fire. Yeah, So anyways, flying out, it's always a good sign. I fly out of Detroit. It's always a good sign to see the laminar flow fountain doing laminar flow fountain shenanigans. That's always a good thing to see. It's good luck. Oh, that was the lunch I made before I went. It was a steak. So flying out was pretty cool. I flew out Thursday night. I flew overnight. This is me landing in Atlanta. I almost got to record a video and scream World Star on my flight to Atlanta. That was pretty cool. Kind of not really. It was actually kind of sad when you think about it. The flight from Detroit to Atlanta, I had a dead overhead camera. Come on. Here you go. So, you know, it's a Boeing 737, Boeing Death Machine. Three seats, aisle in the middle. I was in this seat. I had a window seat. So I sit down, lady sits down next to me, and then the guy in the aisle. And I guess at some point during the flight, the lady in the middle bumped the guy, and the guy was very not having it. I don't think it was on purpose, but like stewardesses got involved, like the flight, like the people that serve you your snacks and whatnot. They got involved, and there was some yelling, and then I was like, should I pull out my phone and start recording? And then I started feeling bad for the woman because I think she had something. I don't want to say what, I don't want to assume. But yeah, it was just like, dude, chill. You're a big guy. A woman accidentally bumped your arm. Chill. So anyways, we landed in Atlanta. That wasn't too bad. I made my connecting flight pretty good. I didn't have time to eat anything, which kind of sucked. But it was an overnight flight to Manchester. That flight went pretty good. Airplane food sucks. It always does. But the flight wasn't too bad. I slept pretty good. And by pretty good, I mean 3 hours. I got like 2 hours and then 1 hour. And then I landed in whatchamacallit. So that was my plane that took me over to, it was Diamond Girl. It was Virgin Atlantic. Holy shit, Virgin Atlantic. Your in-flight entertainment is straight out of like 1998. At least they're not CRTs, but they had like a controller on a wire. So yeah, Virgin Atlantic, you need to up your game. Your game is FUBAR. This is taking the tram from the airport to the event. If you're wondering why everything looks the same and why everything looks wet, it's Manchester. Yeah, that's what it is. We went to a museum though. There was a museum of industry in Manchester, and we popped our head in on the Friday there, because I ended up getting in around noon, checked in my hotel. A bunch of us were already there. Setup didn't start till 6 p.m. I do kind of like the Smurf setup's really quick. Doors open at 6 p.m. Everyone's set up by like 8. Setup is pretty quick at Smurf. Booths aren't as big as they are at Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain takes a bit to set up. But they had a bunch of trains. It was fun. So a bunch of the Voron team were there. And then during setup, I took a funny picture because, you know, the memes. These are cool. There were a couple of these there. So the first one of these I saw was the Bambu. I saw Bambu had one of these. But I will say the Prusa ones are much better. I'm not saying they're Prusa ones, but they're made with the wider Prusament spools. So these things are actually stable. And I don't know what electronics the Bambu ones use, but the electronics on these ones aren't cheap. But these things boogie. And it is hilarious how many times they caught people, because you could drive around and be like, oh no, I dropped my spool of filament, and somebody starts chasing it, and then you drive it away on them. These are really fun. These were really fun. A couple people had them, driving them around. So there's day one of the event. The layout of the event, it was in the same building as Smurf last year. One second, I need a drink. So it was in the same building as last year, but it was in a different hall. I much prefer the setup this year because it was basically 2 locations. There was basically, oop, wrong button. There was this down floor area. It proceeded a little bit over here and came up, and there was like a little snack bar. So you had like 1 aisle, 2 aisles, and then a 3rd aisle. And then they had about this much room again up behind me. So you walked up this stair area, and I think these are called like Roman steps or something, because they're like steps, but they're meant for sitting. You're in here? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I mean, there's Doc. The beacons have been lit. Gondor calls for aid. So anyways, so there's like another area roughly about this big behind you. I really like the layout because this whole little area in the middle here, one, by the end of the second day, everyone hated the stairs, but it is what it is. But two, everyone kind of just hung out on these steps. It was actually really nice to have this like chill area just to sit down and relax between the two areas. It wasn't as loud as I thought it would be, and it wasn't as hot as I thought it would be. So the event actually, it was a pretty nice, it was nicer than it was last year, although I still say, I mean, you can't really compete with Oxford University where they had the first one. I understand why they don't do it at Oxford, but the Oxford was nice. There's E3D's test bench printer. There will be a little quick hits video on this. This is the Muon. I did a full video with them. Look at this spool holder. So I talk about it in the video. This is the spool holder. There is like a tab here and a bearing. That is the entire spool holder. It is literally just a hook and a bearing. Yes, the Muon, elephant in the room, is basically if you took the idea of a positron and made a commercial product. They fully acknowledge it is what it is. And it is very Apple-esque in its design philosophy. But it was actually pretty cool to see, like, if you wanted to build a positron using like machine parts and mass produce it, what it would look like. And it looks like this. So I have a full video with them about that. This is the view out of my hotel. Behold, Manchester. This printer was the, this also I have a video on, the quick hits. This is basically like, what kind of motion system do you want in your printer? And the client goes, yes. You end up with this. I'm not even going to try to explain this printer, but this is, for anyone who asks, this is a V3. Because down on the bottom here, you have a Trident, which is a continuation of the V1. And above it, you have a V2 upside down. So this is the Voron V3, if anyone asks. Okay. This is some B-roll footage I needed to record. That's on my phone. These guys, I wanted to talk to them, but I never got around to it because, like, when I went to talk to them, they were busy, and then I kind of forgot. Apparently, they make this little pad here that it's meant to, like, drop it. It's called, what is it called? RoboPad? Let me see if I can find anything about them. It was pretty cool because they had a bunch of Robot Wars toys from, like, I want to say, like, the 90s. And they used, yeah, this is it. So it's basically a little PCB board. I think it's Bluetooth, but it basically allows you to adopt older electronics to like modern controls, I think. They were on the hot sauce talks. It's UK for now. Yeah, so for like 12 bucks, where's the actual like product description? Connect motors and batteries directly. Yeah, so basically it allows you to like upgrade old like electronic toys and make a remote control. I wanted to talk to them, but like the 2 times I went by to record a video with them, they were busy. And it just kind of like, I forgot. It is what it is. I'm always bad at, like, there's always something at an event. After the event ends, I go, shit, I should have talked to them. Or I should have paid more attention, or I missed it or whatever. That always happens. So these are pretty cool because they have the Robot Wars toys. This is why this machine costs £1,000. It's all machined aluminum, and that is a battery under it that allows the printer to run for 15 hours off a battery. So that's pretty cool. It is like 90 18650s crammed in that thing. And you can tell I needed to take pictures for thumbnails. I don't know what that picture is. These are cool too. This is a 2-print farm printer. This entire body of the printer is 1 print, 1 wall with a 1.2 millimeter nozzle. Yeah. And then you have the upper, and and then you have the crossbar, and then you have a few other gubbins. This is like a fully 3D printed printer, the way I like to see fully 3D printed printers. Because like you have built-in ducting in the frame that one adds rigidity, but two gives you current air cooling. So there's your part cooling. This is pretty cool. These were really cool. I did a quick little video with them too. This is E3D. It fits in a server rack. So you could have like 6 of them going and they could just eject the parts. That's the whole point of having this bar here, because it'll just auto eject the parts. It's pretty cool. But like the entire printer takes like 12 hours to print. This is how I like to see like the whole like doing 3D printed printers to do speed benchies. I think that's kind of dumb because aluminum's better. Aluminum extrusion's better in every way. But like this kind of like, hey, we need to like mass produce a printer for a specific form factor for a specific use case. And then when you're done, you just grind it up and reprint the body. That's pretty cool. And then we have the index. Guess what? I didn't do a video on the index at all. This is the amount of index content we got out of Smurf for my channel. And the reason is quite simply, they're gonna have more to show at Rocky Mountain in 5 weeks. I didn't want to do a video on it, you know, I didn't want to do 2 videos within 2 months. That's why. I didn't want to do a video on it, not be able to show off everything. They did have this guy. This is the newest version of the hardware. I really want to build a V0 because we have multiple V0s. I have this old V0 here. This is V0 number 2. I want to turn that into one of these. Why? Fuck it, why not? This is the like near production hardware. They had a Prusa Core 1 that also had it. Oop. This is where we went for dinner. It was really good. I saw you got sick. I got lucky. Yeah, well, oh look, it's the cars from the meme. It's the cars from the meme. Is the toolhead USB? I think it is USB. It's XT30 plus 2. Yeah, it's the darling hold my hand. And I was like, ha, it's the thing from the meme. Also, I saw this, that was my flight from Manchester. So flying home, let's talk about the flight home. So the event was fun. Did anyone share any photos? I don't think we have any photos. Let's go through. We'll talk about the after event stuff after I talk about the event. So let me find yeah, we'll go through this. I think the toolhead is USB. I think it is. They had Death Racer stuff. I never record any of the Death Racer stuff at these events, simply for the fact that Death Racers are a great time to record everything else because everyone's outside watching the Death Racers. They had some Star Wars droid stuff there. This was really cool. A little robot that sat on his shoulder. I think that's the mayor of Manchester. He had his bling on. It was pretty cool. That's Joel. He is photogenic AF all the time. And I think, yeah, that was a V0 Alan built that he donated for a giveaway. Your Death Racer's in that picture? Is it? It's the one winning, right? It's the one that still has its head on, right? Yeah, so you can see the event hall itself. So there's this, and then there was another area upstairs. I gotta remember, I'm horrible at taking pictures at events. Baby belt. I did a quick hits with baby belt. We will be building an LDO baby belt kit whenever that shows up. And I kind of want to have some fun with it. I want to mount it on the wall with French cleats. I want to see if I can print the world's longest Flexi Dragon on it. I want to fill it up with like 5 kilogram spools with filament rollover, put a battery on it, like a UPS on it, so I don't have to worry about power going out. And I just want to run it for like a couple weeks nonstop and just print the world's largest Flexi Dragon, just for shits and giggles. So I kind of want to do that when I get my hands on one. Just put it on a French cleat and just let it do its thing. This was cool. Vector 3D is starting off a new thing. Again, I have a quick hits video on it. Fill the dumpster and landfill. That's the point. So this is pretty cool. So you know the head on, I'm going to sneeze. I hate when you feel like you're gonna sneeze and then you don't sneeze, okay? Just like you haven't liked the smash button yet. Like the smash button, ring the bell, enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. We're giving some away at the end of stream. So this is pretty cool. So you know the Hedemames, right? The Hedemames, they are my go-to headphones. Like, do I have an extra set down here? No, I don't have them down here. I had the Minamames somewhere down here. Yeah, they're over here. The Hedemames are my go-to headphones. Like, legit. I wear them every day in my computer room. If you watch any of the Twitch streams, you see them. I also have the Minamames, which are the little ones. They are pretty cool. They're little headphones. They're fun. And they're 3D printed, so you can customize them. Andy Miller gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. But Vector is working on this thing. He's starting a thing called Ohm Made Academy. And their first thing that they're looking at doing is a DAC that you make yourself. So it is a semi-complete kit, I believe. Like, I believe some of the SMD stuff comes already done, but you got to mount like all this through-hole stuff. So it's like a little kit through Crowd Supply, which I believe is a little bit better for end users for like not being scammed than Kickstarter. I did talk about this in the video, so I'm just kind of doing a quick touch on it just because it came up. And I think this is pretty cool. So if you did the Hedemames and you support being able to build your own shit and repair your own shit, because open source is awesome, and right to repair and all that jazz, be on the lookout for this, because I want to get my hands on one of these and build one of these. Because right now, I'll be honest, my Hedemames are plugged into like a Logitech USB adapter that came with like a set of Logitech headphones I bought like 15 years ago. So having a proper DAC to power them would be kind of nice. They do sound good. So that was cool. What else? BQ had some auctions. They had the Bambu feeder, which I am talking to them about getting 2 of those for the Venture XL. And then the Panda Breath. We might be playing around with this. Was Oskitone open source? I believe so. I believe so. We're just going through the hashtags. Let's see what stuff. These are pretty cool. The Print-A-Block folks had, I don't think I got them on video, on like an actual video thing, but you basically print these blocks, you click them together, and you can make stuff, and including printers. So that's pretty cool. These are some table games people made. I did not give out anywhere near as many maker chips this year. So my rule with maker chips is I don't have a table. So if you want my maker chip, you have to ask me for a maker chip. I don't just give them away. They're collectible, right? So I forgot my bag of maker chips in the hotel, and I only had a couple on me, and I ran out pretty quick on the Saturday. So I'm like, I'll bring a bunch on the Sunday. One person asked on the Sunday. So on the bright side, I don't have to print more for Rocky Mountain. I noticed my Focusrite audio interface isn't suitable for normal headphones. Wrong mic level, so I love a DIY open source. Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. I think this thing is, I wish I had a video of it. I think I did a video on this before. This is like the absolute most clapped out Makerbot in the world. They had people holding this thing together by hand while doing speed benchies, and like as the furry fox there, it was like an absolute disaster every time, and it was funny and it was cool. You threw your photos in the Discord general chat. Okay, cool. I think this was before I left, yeah. So there's a bunch of people. We went out to a Turkish steak place to eat dinner, and it was really good. Oh, this was really cool. I don't think mine bleed through any light. Can you put light through mine? Let me find out. Flashlight. Ooh, I mean, it kind of works. Yeah, you can do light through it. Cool. I blinded myself. Ah. Very quiet at Smurf. Was going to say hi, but always seem busy. So the GPS at events, I run around like a chicken with my head cut off. I just bounce around because I don't usually I hang out at the Voron booth, but I just kind of bounce around. If you want to talk to me, just come up and say hi. unless I'm in the middle of a conversation with somebody, if I'm just walking around, I have what some people have referred to as resting bitch face, apparently. So if I'm just like around, I'm just like I don't know. So if you just see me walking around and you want to say hi, just say hi. Unless I'm in the middle of talking, and please, if I'm eating or something, just let me eat. It's surprising how many people the social faux pas of like I'm eating and just random people come up and want to take a photo. Please don't. But if I'm just walking around or whatever, or just talking with a group of people, yeah, come say hi, no problem. People talk to us. I mean, I'm talking to you right now. These guys were there. There was a couple of recreators there. HughForge was there. They were auctioning off a bunch of cool stuff. Matt Denton was there, chill guy. I didn't get a picture with him because I always forget to take pictures. DIY Perks was there. DIY Perks. He just showed up. If you don't know who DIY Perks is Matt, I think his name is. He makes like these really cool, like really polished one-off builds of things. He's one of those YouTubers that does like 2 or 3 videos a year. He's one of those types of YouTubers. Yeah, he was there. Cool guy. Really chill to chat with. I showed him my Gundam. Everyone likes the Gundam. But yeah, that was cool. So I did not expect to see him there, and it was cool to see him there. As per usual, Bambu rented a booth and never showed up. Bambu, they were one of the highest tiered sponsors for the event. They had a booth, and I think they sent one person from the community and a couple prints. No printers, and nobody from the actual company themselves, as per norm. I am honestly really disappointed with Bambu at this point. Be a part of the damn community that pays your bills. Show up at these events. Send a token group of people from the PR group, okay? Show up. Bring a couple printers. Show up at a Rep Fest. Have a good time, okay? They never show up at these events. They never. And when they do rent a booth or sponsor, they like get some random person from like the Discord to show up with a couple prints. I don't know if I have any photos. I mean, I think it'll be in the video. Let me pull up the video. It's encoded in FLAC, which isn't what? Oh, I can't. Open with VLC. Good old VLC. VLC opens everything. So let's see here. There's a Voron booth walking around. So let's talk. It should be right after this, I think. That's the Bambu booth right here. This was it. That's it. They have a couple prints. Nobody from Bambu. They literally just had like this. This is the Bambu booth. That's it. They had this cool little robot thing, which is pretty cool. Kid was playing with it. But that's the Bambu booth. Come on, guys. Show up. The Bambooth, if you will. Yes. They also had the micro robots. I really want to get into this. The problem is, I did look it up. There is like nowhere near for me to do this. I think there's a group in Detroit, but I don't want to be crossing the border with combat robots. I'm not sneaking into Compeki Plaza where it's okay to go in with combat robots. I'm going into America, which actually is probably okay for combat robots, let's be honest. But bringing them in without paperwork is probably a pain in the butt. So as much as I would love to get into this kind of stuff, there's nothing around for me to do it. So that kind of sucks. So they had these guys there, the little ant class. Those were cool. This was the wiring inside that Duet V3 monstrosity thing. which was pretty cool. Just like all the motion systems. The full V train was pretty cool. I think they use this setup a lot. You have all the Star Wars droids, which again, I am working on one. It'll be done when it's done. I'm in no rush. These were printed marble runs. That was pretty cool. This is like again, the lower area. I don't think anyone took any pictures of like the upper area. Yeah, the index doing its thing. I just love how quick it is. Boop, 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 boop. It is not as quick as a full tool changer because you do have to wait a little bit for it to heat up the nozzle, which doesn't take long, but you do have to wait for that. So it is not as fast as a full tool changer, but it's a heck of a lot more compact. And then this was auctioned away. This is a Voron V 2.1. This is Voron Serial 0. Max donated this to Smurf. Steve rebuilt it as a 2.1 because rebuilding it as a 2.0 would have been a disaster because 2.0s kind of died pretty quickly. They had some design flaws. There's a reason we're on 2.4 now, but 2.1 was at least stable. And I think they did a couple mods to kind of fix some of the lingering 2.1 problems. So yeah, so they auctioned this off with some limited edition cryo grip plates and whatnot. It was a pretty cool. They raised like over 10 grand for the charity. So that was really cool. Anyone else got photos? If anyone else has photos, share them in there. But yeah, it was a really fun event. Videos are being edited. Again, if you are a channel supporter or a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're lucky and somebody gives you memberships, you should be getting the first video tonight. I'm gonna be editing the first video tonight once I figure out how to batch and re-encode videos in Linux, which is fun. Damn you, AAC license, costing money and DaVinci not wanting to pay for it. And then there should be at least one video, maybe 2 videos a week until those videos are all done. And then I'm also working on a couple other videos. So if you want the videos early, be a channel supporter. Join the Yacht Club. So let's talk about the ride home. Because while the event itself was really fun, I woke up getting ready to leave home in Manchester, UK at 6 a.m. on 7 a.m. on a Monday, and I didn't get home until 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. That wasn't fun. So what happened? It looks like they held it in a place with more room. Yeah. Well, okay. So fill-in firecracker. The first year they had it at Oxford University, which was actually an amazing venue. It was a little packed, but it wasn't too bad. The problem was that venue was expensive and it was in Oxford, which travel for some people getting to is a bit of a problem. You had to basically fly into London and take a train ride. Whereas Manchester, you just land at the airport and take like a 20-minute train ride into the city that drops you right at the venue or the hotels, which are all in the area. So it's a more viable location now. Posted more photos in general, sweet. All right. So we got a bunch of maker chips. I don't think I gave you my maker chip pile. You didn't ask for one. We did talk. I did talk with Piled about his software that he's working on for like basically intro to CAD type stuff. And probably will be playing around with it at some point. So that'll be fun. Oh, somebody did have a backpack printer. I did. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you asked me on the... Yeah, I probably ran out at that point. So yeah, somebody had a backpack printer, so that was cool. They had it in a cat case. This was cool. This is Vinny's tool changer. It's pretty cool because it uses actuation. It uses like basically mechanical motion to actuate docking and undocking. There is a quick hits video on this printer itself. Same with this. This is cool. These will be available for DIY at some point on printables. That's stuff. Oh, this was cool. I did eat this stuff. It was, it prints a candy capsule and then it fills it with like medicine, or in this case, it was like pixie stick sugar. So that was pretty cool. Medical stuff. This was, oh, this was part of the auction. The guy who created the Benchy was there. That was cool. So yeah, so the trip home. So first things first, my flight out of Manchester, it was supposed to be flight out of Manchester at like, the flight was at 11 a.m., land in Amsterdam at 12:30, and then my flight from Amsterdam home to Detroit would have taken off at 2 p.m. I'm using local times for all this. Take off at 2 p.m. I land in Detroit at 7 p.m. It's like a 5-hour time difference. You're going with the spin of the earth. It is what it is. Land at 7 and then drive home. Okay, it takes about 2 hours from the time wheels down in Detroit to the time I usually get home. So it would have been a long day of travel, but not 2 days of travel. So what happened? Well, as you can see, it was a little bit foggy. This is the plane that took me from Manchester to Amsterdam. The plane had to get from Amsterdam to Manchester first, and it was delayed because it was really foggy in Amsterdam. So it was delayed taking off, which means it was delayed landing, which means we didn't get on that plane till half an hour after. Remember, my layover was an hour and a half. So we didn't get on the plane and load it until half hour after what our original loading time was supposed to be. Okay, whatever, I still have an hour. And then as soon as we get on the plane, they're like, yeah, due to the delays at Amsterdam airport, because of the fog, they can't land as many planes as they do per hour. Because of the fog, they need bigger spacing between the planes. We won't be cleared for takeoff for at least an hour. Half hour waiting to get on the plane, an hour sitting on the plane, the normal travel time, which we did make it there in the proper travel time. Basically, when we wheels down, they had a guy on the intercom going, if you were going to this place, your flight has been canceled. If you were going to this place, your flight has been canceled. If you're going to this place, your flight has already taken off. You've been rebooked. And if you are going to Detroit, run, bitch, run. That was basically the chat I got. KLM doesn't do what Delta does. I really like Delta for the fact that if you have a short delay, they will tell everyone to sit your butt down. These people need to get off first. And then you can all stand up and wait 20 minutes to walk off the plane. KLM doesn't do that. So when I was wheels down and they got to the gate, I had 10 minutes to go from gate D to gate F at Amsterdam Airport. It's like a 10-minute walk. I got there in 4 minutes. Remember, I had to wait for everyone else in front of me to deboard. I was about 2/3 of the way into the plane. So I had to wait for 2/3 of the plane to get off. And then I had, I just ran. Oop, 1 second here. Where was it? So I ran and I got to the gate for my plane flight to take me home to Detroit. I got there just in time to take a picture of my plane backing away from the gate. Literally, the thing was pulling back. For those that don't know, the moment they locked the doors, that's it. There was no getting on the plane. I wasn't the only one. So, yeah. So what happened? Well, all the gate staff at the gate buggered off. Like, I got there, there's like one person left, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be on that plane. They're like, well, you're not. I'm like, okay, so what do I do? And they're like, I don't know, go to T6. I'm like, what's T6? And then she was gone by then. I'm like, okay. So I go to T6, which is like Transit 6 or whatever. It's where they like do rebookings and whatnot. And I'm like, hi. They're like, here's a number, get in line. And it's like half an hour wait. I'm like, shit. So I'm waiting. And like 10 minutes later, some guy's like, go to T4, there's no lineup. If you're in a rush, go to T4, there's no lineup. And I'm like, okay, I've got my thing here. I'm already in queue for here. I'm gonna trust you. And I go to T4. And guess what happened at T4? There was a lineup. In fact, they were busier than T6. So I turned on angry passenger mode. And I talked to somebody who let me skip the line because they didn't want to deal with me. And I don't blame them. So let me skip the line. I talked to the person. They're like, yep, okay, 10 a.m. tomorrow, you're on the next flight. Here's full room and board at a hotel, full board at a hotel nearby. Bus will take you there. Be back here. KLM screwed up. I should have gone to the Delta transit booth. I didn't know there was a Delta one. I didn't know this because the people, I've never been to Schiphol Airport. The flight was with KLM, but I booked it all through Delta. I should have gone to T5. They told me to go to T6 because they assumed I was a KLM passenger. So KLM basically screwed everything up. What do I mean by that? They never took me off the flight to Detroit, and they had me checked in on the flight to Detroit. So my phone app was freaking out, thinking I was on the plane, and they couldn't, like, their system errored out every time I tried to pull up data for my flight the next day, because it's like, hey, silly, you can't get on a plane in Amsterdam, you're in Detroit. Which was really fun when my phone went off at 1:30 in the morning and I had 8 missed messages from US Customs and Border Patrol. And then when I finally picked up the phone, because again, they woke me up at 1:30 in the morning, I fell asleep quite hard that night. I enjoyed the free buffet. Free buffets in Europe have alcohol. I enjoyed the free buffet quite well, and I took a melatonin to pass out because I was all stressed out with anxiety. I was out cold, so they took like 15 minutes to wake me up by calling my phone repeatedly. And they're like, hey, where are you? And I'm like, I am in Amsterdam. They're like, well, it says here you're in America and you just skipped border customs. I'm like, oh, I guarantee you I am not in America. I am in Amsterdam. They screwed up. And they're like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to be on a flight tomorrow. And they're like, will you be here tomorrow? I'm like, I really hope. So yeah, that woke me up at 1:30 and I couldn't fall back to sleep. So basically I got like 4 hours of sleep that night. Yeah, that sucked. Anyways, so I'm like, I know something's effed with my ticket. I'm going to go to the airport early. So my flight was at 10:10 a.m. I got to the airport at like 5:45 a.m. Which is good because it took them about an hour to sort out my flight. Because they basically, the system had assumed I was in America and that I had boarded that plane. So they had to like, I ended up talking to Delta Rep. The Delta Rep was really nice. If you're in the airport in Amsterdam and Mose is helping you out, she's awesome. She saved my butt. But basically they had to like call tech support to like manually override me being on the plane yesterday so that they can then actually, because the system wouldn't let me be booked on, I couldn't check in because the system's like, you're not in Amsterdam, you can't check in. And I'm like, I am physically here. And the system's like, I am a computer, you are in Detroit, F you. No, damn clankers. So yeah, so it took like an hour to get that all sorted out. She did bump me up to some okay seats, which was nice. Still in steerage, but like at the upper end of steerage. So yeah, and then also sorting out my luggage because I had been put on that plane. The system assumed my luggage had been put on that plane too. I only had a carry-on. I don't check bags. They made me check my carry-on bag at Manchester. Like, you have to check it. I'm like, I have a very short layover. We're already delayed. I want my bag with me. They're like, nope, we're checking it. Don't worry, it'll make it to your destination. And I was like, okay, I have camera equipment in there. So they made me check the bag. And because of all this, they put my bag in cold storage at the airport. So I had to go back to another thing and talk to somebody to get baggage to ensure that my bag was pulled out of cold storage and put on my flight, which it was. So basically I got to the airport like 3 hours before my flight just so we could do paperwork for 3 hours and wait while people unfuck shit. And then I got on my flight and the flight home was good. Flight home was fine. I watched movies the entire time. Jurassic Park Rebirth, not too bad. Not too bad. I watched Blade, holds up really well. What else? I can't even remember all the movies I watched. I watched Mad Max again. That one's always good. But yeah, the flight back wasn't too bad. I landed in Detroit. It was 25 degrees Celsius outside. 2 hours later, when I got back to my home in Canada, it was 14 degrees Celsius. And this morning, it was -1 and snowing. I don't know. So now I'm home, and we're back. So yeah, so that was Smurf. So now I got a bunch of videos to edit. If anyone knows a really good way to batch re-encode audio files, let me know. Post it in the Discord. Because again, I am doing Year of Linux on my desktop, and the problem I'm running into is Vinci Resolve Studio does not read AAC audio files because apparently it's a codec they have to pay for, and they did it for their Linux version. It is what it is. So I need to figure out like a batch script or like an easy way to basically take a bunch of videos and just re-encode the audio in the video, but leave it baked in. Because like, I know I can do like FFmpeg scripts, but that's like one video at a time. I need to do like all the videos in a file. It's really annoying. I wonder if Handbrake can do that, because every other thing I've played with is like, it does like re-encodes the video too. It's like, no, I don't want to re-encode the video. I just want to re-encode the audio. I know I've done it with FFmpeg, but that like the script I used did like one file at a time, and I would have to like type in the name of the file and then type in the name of the output. And it's really annoying when you have like 50 files to do it too. Any word on Rocky Mountain? I'll be there. I got a sponsor lined up, so we'll be at Rocky Mountain. So. Handbrake. I tried Handbrake, but Handbrake wanted to re-encode the video too, and I'm like, I don't want to waste time re-encoding the video. The video's fine. I just need to re-encode the thing. And then also, some other stuff did come in. So other stuff that we're going to be playing around with on the channel. Oh, the hotel they put me in had a 747 in the back. They just had a 747-400 just behind the hotel. The hotel kind of sucked. I mean, the hotel itself was actually really nice. It was a really nice hotel. The problem with the hotel was it was in like by the airport in an industrial area, so there was nothing nearby. So it kind of sucks because I didn't have a charger. I brought my UK charging adapter with me, and obviously I had American plugs, like North American 2-prong, and I had my adapter for UK. But when I landed in Amsterdam, I forgot that I have a bunch of like the little cheap small ones. I'm just gonna leave one in my bag now, but I didn't have an EU plug. So I couldn't charge any of my devices, and I screwed up and I brought my wrong battery bank. I have two big battery banks, but one of them only does 5-volt 3-amp. The other one actually does like PD, so I can charge my laptop from it. And I brought the smaller one, or the older one that doesn't do PD charging. So at the airport in Amsterdam, I had used my laptop to watch the movies, and then I watched the movies on the plane. And then I had like an hour or two of battery. I was actually gonna stream. I was gonna do a stream in the hotel room. I was gonna like, I'll just buy like a set of Legos or something and we'll just have a fun little stream. But then I realized I didn't have anything to charge it with, and the hotel didn't sell charge. They were out of adapters. So I had no way to charge my laptop. So that kind of sucked. I could charge my phone because there were USB plugs in the room, but they weren't enough power to power a laptop. So that kind of sucked. I know I asked around, I'm like, do you have like plugs? They're like, nope, we only have like the standard plugs. And I'm like, shit. So yeah. Also, I saw this little KLM G-Wagon. I think it's G-Wagon. Pretty sure that's a G-Wagon. It's a 2-door G-Wagon. I want one of these guys. It is cute and I love it and I want it. I looked up how much 2-door 90s G-Wagons cost here in North America, and these things are like 30 grand. So it's not happening, but I want one of those little guys. What else? Oh, and then this came in. The Zima board too. This came in, so I have this now. And then also the Tesla came in. So that's a NVIDIA Tesla P4. So we're gonna do some faffing around with some low-level inference and trying to make a low-power AI chatbot and whatnot. So that came in, so that'll be something we'll be playing around with, probably on Twitch next week. Hopefully by then I'm not sick anymore. Director B filelist.txt. Okay, use a loop in Linux. I have a bash script, but I can't figure out how to do it. Extract the audio channel and enumerate all files in directory. Yeah, I downloaded a bash script, but I can't run it. I think there's a setting I have to enable in CachyOS to enable me to run bash scripts. Lots of ex-Army G-Wagons in the Netherlands. That's what I kind of figured. We have G-Wagons in Canada. Canada, we don't have Humvees. We used to have the Iltis, but we got rid of that in like the early 2000s, and we actually use G-Wagons as our like Jeep vehicle in the Army. They suck. They're top heavy and they roll over. especially when you have a turret on them, or when you have a mount on it and they're up armored. So yeah. So I think that's about it. Was there anything else you guys want to talk about? Because I think we're going to talk about Toasty Boy for a bit. Because after looking at some stuff at the event, and I talked with John, because John did a video, Proper Printing, did a video where he basically got his Proper Printing. He got his modified Bambu printing like peak. And he did he's got a dyes Hotend, and he did a bunch of stuff to it. Also, for those that don't know, John lives in Prague now. He lives in Prague now. He's part of the Prusa sponsored creator things, I guess. Kind of like how Alan Mandic is. So he's in Prague now, and he showed me some pictures of his pad, and dude is living it up. Good for him. So I talked to him about that, and it got me kind of wanting to play with Toasty Boy again. Because there's been a lot of materials that have been coming out lately that do want higher temperatures, like PPS, for example. And while I have been printing them pretty fine on, for example, the Pantheon, I'm not able to get the most out of them because I don't have the chamber temperatures. So what we're probably going to be redoing over the next little bit is I want to redo Toasty Boy into a proper high temp printer. I'm going to break the rules, the Voron rules. We are going to build a high temp Voron. As safely as possible. As safely as possible. I'm going to be reusing a lot of the insulation. Like, for example, I still have a bunch of that insulation left from enclosing the Tall Boy or the Venture XL. So we have that. Let me get these panels off. Do I have Allen keys out here? Do I have Allen keys out here? I mean, I do. I should. I mean, this will work. Do I not have the right bits? Nope. People have been asking for Toasty Boy content. It's actually kind of weird. I don't know why, but people have been wanting Toasty Boy content lately. So I'm like, you know what? Who am I to deny the people what they want? I sound really funny at 2x. It's probably because I'm also really stuffed up. It's the hotels. It's being in a hotel for a couple days and then being on flights. My sinuses got super dried out on this trip. And by the time I got home, I was basically asking to get sick. My sinuses were so dry. And landing in Detroit, my head was pounding. I had the shakes and I thought I was going to throw up. As soon as I got off the plane, I felt fine. But it was the pressure changes and the super dry air just fried my sinuses. So the past couple days, I've had a runny nose that wasn't runny. So I would constantly have to blow my nose, but there'd be nothing. A stuffed nose and coughing, just a dry, smoker's cough type thing. And that went on since I've been back. Today was today's the first day I'm actually fine. I wanted to do a stream yesterday, but I didn't because I was coughing every 10 minutes. I did not want to do it. What chamber temp? As hot as we can get. So the plan is, for those that don't know, Toasty Boy is a V1.8. And we're going to kind of keep it a V1.8, but we're going to do some modifications, okay? I'm going to be keeping the panels. They're ACM panels. I think I'm going to keep the Z because I think the Z is robust enough to handle, the design of the Z will be fine for Toasty. The idea is I'm going to reprint it all though. What filament should I use? I do have PPS. I can pick up something from Polymaker. I can put in a request from Polymaker to pick up some stuff. I think I still have some high temp nylon, which is this blue stuff. I also have some glass filled nylon from Pantheon. I don't know what the high temp is on that, but we need to find something that I want it to be stable to at least 100. Peaked PC. Well, the idea is I want to print the parts on normal printers. The parts have to be printed on a Pantheon at least. we're gonna print the parts on normal printers. So PPA, PPS, yeah, we can do PPS and then anneal it. We're gonna be keeping the E3D high temp in here because it's the only proper like full high temp hot end I have, and I don't care about high flow hot ends like that. We're gonna be putting insulation on the back of this. We're gonna be keeping the ACM and the Reflectex and all that, but we're gonna be doing that. And don't worry, the Micron build and all that stuff is still ongoing. We're gonna be printing parts for that tomorrow. But I think what we're gonna do is for the gantry, I can't use a Trident gantry, okay? Because on the V1.8 gantry, you can see here, it mounts to the bottom of the extrusion, okay? So we can't do a Trident gantry on this. And the V1.8 gantry, while it does work, I kind of don't want to use a V1.8 gantry because I don't know how it's going to handle the temperatures. It's a little iffy. I think we might try the Monolith gantry. It depends if this clears, but I think we might try the Monolith gantry. I think the Monolith gantry might clear. Thermal expansion, I'm not too worried about thermal expansion because we're going to be using printed parts, and this is only a 250. It's only a 250, and we're going to be using printed parts. So I'm not super concerned about thermal expansion. Also, Bondtech sent me a high temp LGX Lite, or LGX Lite Pro. They gave me one at the event. It's a prototype, but they gave me one. So we're going to be using that to replace our big chunky thing there. So we're going to be going to like an A4T tool head or something. LDO is bringing out a CNC kit. The thing is, I don't know if they're doing the kit of the... Also, I want to avoid metal. Metal in high temp is actually a bit of a problem because of it doesn't expand. Or then you have to worry about expansion ratios. Ooh, something is stuck. What is stuck? Oh, that is... Okay, that is taped on. 1 second. How are you held on? Oh yeah, I put tape there, that's why. There we go. There we go. I gotta fix that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put some more insulation around all this. Insulate all that up. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. This printer was able to get to like 70 in the chamber, I want to say. High 60s at least. Hopefully 70. Killing me, Smalls. So, we're also gonna be sticking with, one second, I gotta blow my nose. Whew. Okay, I think I live. Okay, we're good. We already have high temp belts, and the motors are already high temp, I believe. I do believe these are high temp motors, so we'll be okay there. I shouldn't have to mess around with the electronics. I'm going to try to avoid using a tool head board. I'm going to still stick with wiring and try to avoid using a tool head board, so I don't have to worry about a tool head board dying. Simple as that. We're gonna just avoid having a tool head dying by not having a tool head board. Simple as that. Didn't know that was a thing. I'm pretty sure these are high temp belts. The motors are at least high temp. Modify is Saval 0. I have a Saval 0 on the floor right in front of me. Carbon fiber, nope, not carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is, the problem with carbon fiber is the epoxy. The epoxy in carbon fiber can fail, especially with a lot of the unknown spec source carbon fiber where you're like, I bought this on AliExpress. You don't know what's in here. That shit can fail. That shit can fail. Also the electronics in here, if you're wondering what the electronics are in this printer, we have a Big Tree Tech SKR2 with TMC 2208s and a Pi 3A. Good enough. Good enough. About it, coming off. This bed I've brought up to 120. 120 by the fuse. Yeah, the thing is, what if you don't have a fuse? This one, the fuse is 125. So I have a 125C fuse on this, but I can easily swap the fuse out. This one doesn't have a built-in fuse. But I'm trying to see, it doesn't actually have a max temperature here. Like, it doesn't actually have a, this is what our max temp, like, you're gonna run into problems because the thermistor isn't the most accurate once you start getting super hot. I mean, I could just bypass it and YOLO it right now and see what happens. Let's plug it in. Let's plug it in and see what happens. I haven't turned this printer on in a while. Let's plug it in, see what happens. See what happens. Lights turn on. Most of the lights turn on. That's good. It'll be the silicone. I do have the silicone glue or whatever it's called, the not VHB. What's it called? Gasket sealant or whatever, that high temp gasket sealant holding them around the edges. RTV, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, let's find this printer on the network. Let's find this printer on the network. Toasty Boy, where are you? There you are. Oh, let's see. When was the last time I actually used Toasty Boy? It's probably been a while. It's been a couple years, I think. The last thing we printed were some risers. Is it home? Yeah, it's Home's. So it does have switches, so it's kind of nice that it has switches. Slow homing. Oh yeah, the homing's dog slow on this. It's all default. There we go. Cool. What's the Z probe? PL08. This has a clicky switch and a PL08 probe, like an actual like proper PL08 inductive probe. So the spring spool is held by a magnet. We might have a batch script to convert video in live stream Discord. Okay, I'll check. Yeah, I'll check that after the stream. Might need to change the PO. Oh yeah, we would definitely be. I do have an Eddy. Let me go grab my bag. Let me grab my bag because I do have some goodies that came home with me. So let's see, what do we got here? What do we got here? What do we got here? Open this bag up. Okay. Where is the goodies? There is the goodies. So we got this. We got that. We got this. And I think, yeah. So, what we have is camera. But he gave me a camera. I can't remember who it was. I'm bad at names. Cartographer V4. Somebody gave me a Cartographer V4. So we got a Carto. And then this guy. So this is, I don't know if I could show it off, but they had it at the booth, so I'm assuming it's okay. This is the Bondtech LGX Lite Pro metal, I think. So this is gonna replace the big honkin' OG LGX that I have in this. Yeah. So it's gonna be a bit smarter. So, yeah. Let me see here. Bondtech extruders. Do they have this on their site yet? I don't even know if they have it on their site. It's the is it the Lite LGX Pro metal? No, they don't have it on their site yet. So it's basically this guy, the LGX Lite Pro, but in a metal body instead of whatchamacallit, instead of SLS. So it has a little spot in it for a thermistor too, which is pretty cool. I don't even know how to take this apart yet. I think apparently you just undo 2 screws and like you just mount it with the bottom. The joys of getting prototype hardware. It's always fun. So let's see, what have I printed on this height map G-code files? So we did do some PACF and a bunch of nylon. So it's done, I've done nylon on this. Some PACF. Oh, I think I printed a bunch of stuff for the I printed a bunch of stuff for the the Milo on this in like some like crazy in high temp stuff. Yeah, this is PEEK. We did PEC on this. So we did print some PEC on this. I should probably unload that Hotend actually. I don't even know what's in there. Just built a trend. Yeah, I got the Cardo V4. So I don't know how the Cardo V4 handles high temp. I don't know if it can do high temp, but that is something we're gonna have to figure out, is what sort of high temp probing we can reliably use here. Because the last thing you wanna do is it not work. You don't wanna melt your shit. Do I even have the right bit for this? I don't even know. Oh man. Yeah, the front fell off this one. This is why it has a different front now. Yeah, I don't have the right bit for this. Maybe the right bit. Updated your home lab workstation. I want to get playing with that Zima board at some point. Probably do that next week. I got to make a video on it to justify them sending it to me. So we're going to be doing a quick video on, hey, computer shit is expensive as hell. If you want to use something other than a Raspberry Pi to run your printers, what should you look into? And that'll be one of the options we look at. Because there are some advantages to using. Oh, that's pretty nice. Yeah, so how you mount it. You mount, this is your mount plate. Okay, so you mount this to whatever. And then you take this and you slide it back on, and you oh, look at those gears, look at those gears. Metal gears. Yeah, that goes on like that, and then you just put the screws through that, hold it in place, and voila. Pretty nice, actually. Are these different? Are these different screws? Uh-oh, do we have different screws here? Nope, they're the same screw. Okay. Metal gear, and they're solid. Snake! Snacky. Hold it on is only good to 200. Well, like, I want to get the bed at least to like, we've done 120. I did 120 when I cooked steaks on it. And we could probably go a little bit hotter, but there we go. So we got this, we got a Carto. This is gonna be like one of the new overhead cameras. So we got that, or the mobile camera in the garage. So yeah, this should be a pretty fun rebuild. So let me pull up here, Monolith, gantry. See if this actually will work. Let me unload this. Extrude at 2 millisecond. Are you extruding? Is that extruding? It is. Okay, good. And now retract. Steve's here. Hi, Steve. How'd you make it back from the trip? Hopefully better than my trip. We're trying to figure out, I want to rebuild Toasty to make it a breaking the rules actual proper higher temp printer. I want to see how hot you can make a printer without chamber heaters. The goal is to basically try and make this printer as hot of a printer as possible without chamber heaters. So we're gonna go with max insulation, minimum volume, all metal components or whatever, like the LGX Lite Pro. metal edition, and just see how hot of a printer we can make without any additional chamber heaters. Just so I can be like, see, you don't need a chamber heater. And people have been wanting Toasty Boy content. I don't know why. I think it's because it's red. It's the colors. Pretty uneventful. Yeah, you didn't get stuck in Amsterdam for a day. You know what the worst part was? I was like, you know what? I'm in Amsterdam. I'm Canadian. I can vibe with what Amsterdam has. The problem was, by the time I got to my hotel, it was like 5 p.m. because I had to deal with the airport after that when I missed my flight. So like by the time I get to the hotel and get a shower and get cleaned up and checked in my room, it's like, well, dinner is paid for, and it's a buffet dinner with basically an all-you-can-drink bar, as long as you're okay with beer. That's at 7 o'clock, or it's 7:30, because you have to reserve it. So it's like, if I wanted to go anywhere, I would have to take the shuttle from the airport, or from the hotel to the airport, so that I can get another bus into like downtown Amsterdam. And then I would have to do the same thing to get back, because the airport hotel that I was at didn't really have like a bus terminal nearby. At that time. So it's kind of like, so yeah, so since this is a V1.8, I kind of want to stick with the V1.8 because I think the gantry is a little bit more stable on the V1.8, because it's only side to side, and then we'll just bed mesh the rest. So it's a bit more stable. I think it's a bit more rigid and less likely to fail under temperature than like a Trident gantry. I think this just makes a bit more sense. Plus, I like the backpack. I want to keep this frame. But the gantry, we can't use a Trident gantry because on this guy, the rails, just unplug that, don't need that anymore. The rails, they go up between here. So they're mounted underneath, so I can't put that. But I could do a Monolith gantry, I think. So we do printed, it's a fixed gantry, 2-wheel drive. We don't need all-wheel drive, 6mm belts. Number of short shafted motors, 0, I'm assuming. And they're just normal motors. Are they regular shaft or short shaft? 250. What's protrusion? No protrusion. I don't know what that means. And we're going to stick with sensored homing because end stops are reliable. Or actually, we can go sensorless. We'll go sensorless. There we go. So essentially, oh yeah, so we have short shafts. Yeah. What does protrusion mean? What does protrusion mean? I don't know what protrusion means. So I'm thinking this would clear. I'm thinking this would clear on a V1.8. Like, I don't think this gantry would have any problem working in a V1.8. Like, I might lose a little print, maybe? I don't know. Oh, the motors can stick out the back. Can they stick out the back? What is protrusion? Protrusion rear? What does that look like? So this would, oh, they would, no, these are still, because there's your vertical right there, so they don't stick out the back. What does that mean, protrusion rear? Does anything change? Oh, they just kind of stick out a little bit. Okay, we don't want that. We don't want that. So yeah, so I think we can put this gantry in a V1.8. I don't think there's any reason you can't put this in a V1.8. So I just got to figure out what material to print all this out of. Because I'm pretty sure, where's the bomb for this? View bomb. Motion. Okay, we have the belts. We got the pins. Because I got tons of 5mm pins. Why do you need 10 of these? Why do you need 10 pins? Anyways, a bunch of pulleys, which I should have, some shim. I should have all this. I should have most of this, no problem. M5 threaded inserts. No, those are M3. Yeah, no. I should have most of this. Yeah. I think it's all pin. Oh, it's pins for the. Yeah, it uses pins for all the. It's all pins for everything rotation. That makes sense. Yeah, that's why you need so many pins. How does that work? Oh yeah, there's just idlers in the back or in the front. How does? Oh, that's a floating idler there. Oh, that's a floating idler. Okay, yeah, it's all floating idler. It's very like V 2.1 in terms of that stuff. So yeah, I should be able to build this. I think I have enough on hand to do that. So that is something we're gonna have to start printing parts for. Fibron PET CF knife, but you need to anneal it. It's glorified PET sheet. Yeah, I know. Well, I'll do PPS. We'll do PPS. The idea of Toasty Boy. The idea of Toasty Boy has always been, within the Voron rules, a high temp printer. So basically, we'll put a Nevermore on it. We'll get some air circulating on it. The idea is basically using just the bed heater and circulating air and all that, how hot of a printer we can make. That was always the idea of Toasty Boy. I don't want to put an active chamber heater in it. I just want to take advantage of the heat we already have, and just go crazy with it. Oh man, I'm probably gonna have to end the stream soon. My nose is bleh. Also, for the Micron, we are going to skip clicky. I'm just gonna put my V0 or my the Revo I have with the nozzle probe with the PC probe in, and use that for nozzle probing or bed probing. So instead of trying to deal with the clicky switch and all that, we're just going to use the PZ probe and use that for a Z switch on that guy. So yeah, make it nice and simple. Because I think we took one out of the V2 that now has the VVD. So yeah, let's take a look here. Polymaker. Speaking of Polymaker, we are going to be doing the giveaway. We'll do the giveaway at 12:45 because I can't be talking much longer. My voice is shot. So I do have this stuff too. I do have the PPS glass fill 20, and I haven't used it yet. Heat deflection temperature of 263. I'm pretty sure I have this stuff. Let me go check. Let me go double check. It's like gray. Let me see. I think I have it in the garage. Check. Uh-oh. Are we good? No, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Yep. Yep, I do have some of it. So yeah, I do have PPS GF20. Printing temp is 310 to 350, bed temp 80 to 90. Color gray. So I do have some of this stuff. So I'll have to anneal it. If it doesn't get satisfying. Oh yeah, we can always put a Panda Breath in it, but the Panda Breath only goes up to 60. Panda Breath only goes up to 60. Trying to think, what other like common, because you can use a nylon. I thought they had a high temp nylon. PA12, PA6. I can never remember if PA6 or PA12 is the one you want. I think the PPS would be the best. Yeah. I think the PPS has the highest. I mean, the CF10 has the higher one than the glass filled. PPA, do they have, where's PPA? Do they have PPA? Does Polymaker have PPA? Filaments, PA, special, do they have PPA? No. PC, PT, PC, PBT, GF. PC, PC, PBT, CF. Do they have? I don't think they have PC. Yeah, they don't have CF. PC, CF from Prusa. I think I have some of that stuff too. Yeah, I'll dig around. I'm probably not going to be printing anything today because we do have the PPS. The PPS 20% glass filled would probably be fine. I also have some of the 10% carbon fiber still. I don't know where my high temp nylon went. I think it's still in the garage, but I have some high temp nylon that I gotta check that. Probably run it through the dryer because it's probably soaked by now. I still have a bunch of ASA CF08. What do we got here? Oh, that's Flex. And yeah, I think it's all in the garage still. Polymid PA6 GF. Yeah, I think that's all in the garage still. Ooh, actually, what's this stuff? Oh, that's support. I think I have some like fire resistant stuff too. Okay, we're gonna be doing the draw in 5 minutes because I am fading fast. My lungs are burning. That's usually not a good sign when your lungs are burning. The Apple Studio knockoff. It's a Muon. It's a Muon. I did a video with them. The Muon is basically if you were to take the idea of a positron and yeah, see the problem with this stuff, it's $140. If it's from Polymaker, I can get it for free. And I already have a bunch of stuff already, so we're just going to use some stuff I already have. Plus, like if it's $140 a spool, I'd rather be using that on the printer that does actually print high temp. What was I saying? Yeah, the Muon is basically if you took the idea, because remember, positron, it's an open source printer, anyone can build one. If you were to take that idea and basically try and make a commercial product based on that idea, which is what they did. Don't use nylon. Yeah, I know it creeps. I'll have to watch. Yeah, Joel put out a video with the Muon guys today. Mine will probably be next week. So the plan is there'll be a quick hits video tomorrow. So since the stream's ending in a minute here. After the stream ends, I'm going to start editing tomorrow's video on the channel. So whenever I get that finished and edited, I will upload it. If you're a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if somebody gives you a membership between now and then, you'll be able to see that video tonight. If not, it'll go public tomorrow. And then what I should be doing is, because I have enough to do 4 videos, I believe. It should be 2 videos a week, I'm hoping. So the idea would be, the quick hits video will be this Saturday. And then Wednesday, there'll be another Smurf video. And then next Saturday will be a proper channel video. So it'll be like, flip-flopping between different videos. So the idea is to do a bunch of videos at once and then we move into Rocky Mountain. So struggle why you would need to spend $1,000 for that printer. That's the problem. It is a niche printer with a small user base that would require a folding compact printer. Is it unviable? I don't know. I'm not in marketing. I'm not in product sales. I think the printer has every right to exist as a printer. But as somebody who has a positron that hasn't printed on their positron in over a year, the user base for a printer like that is small. Is it big enough to warrant the printer existing? We'll see. Simple as that. Yeah, it's fully pre-built. It's fully pre-built. But you also have the option of buying a pre-built positron. I think they offered that for a bit. So it is what it is. Battery's too big, you can't take it on a plane. Well, that's another problem. That's more of a travel. Like, it would be kind of cool, like, if you were traveling, you know, having a 3D printer that can manufacture stuff on site is nice. If you were traveling, you know, you're in the outback of Australia or the middle of Africa or the Amazon rainforest, and you needed a printer that you could pack up and bring with you. Is that the kind of printer for it? Maybe. Who knows? It can exist. It has every right to exist. Does the market demand it? I don't know. I don't sell anything. But if it, you know, there's nothing wrong with putting it out there. If it survives, it survives. It is what it is. So. I will say it is surprisingly dense. It's got some weight to it. Ooh. Print a lot, I want to be able to put it away. Yeah, like it is a valid design of a printer. I'm not saying it's a bad printer. It just, it's going to be hard for that. It is what it is. Didn't Joel just post a video a month ago? Joel put a video out on it today. He did a video on it today. Put it out on the channel. So. My video on it will probably be in a week or two, because I don't want to put a video out on it right after Joel puts a video out on it. Okay, let's do this giveaway. So unfortunately, because we're in the basement here, I can't do the fun marbles. So we'll just do wheel of names. So copy that. Wheel of names. Oh, I hate this stupid cold. Like, I'll be lucky. The first time I went to the UK and came back, I came back with norovirus and COVID at the same time. So like everything that comes out of the holes comes out of the holes. It was not fun. Last time I came back from the UK, I had like, I think it was another stomach bug of some sort. It was not fun, but it wasn't as bad. And then this time was just a head cold, like a really bad sinus, like my sinuses are just like, ugh. Why are half these names empty? What is going on here? Copy all the names. Yeah, copy all the names. Copy, delete. Okay. There we go. Now we don't have any empty names. I probably should do a COVID test just to make sure, but you know, what mama don't know, don't hurt her. Somebody give me a number between 6 and 7. I need a number between 6 and 7. Somebody give me a number between 6 and 7. 6 and 7, come on. I need a number between 6 and 7. 6.2, we'll go with 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, I don't know. The world will know. The AI knows. The clankers know. They know everything. They're coming to get you, Barbara. 3D My Life. Control F, V. There you are. Congratulations, 3D My Life. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You'll get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament. Golf claps in chat. Golf claps in chat. So that was a fun little stream. Tomorrow we will continue on with the Micron build. There we go. So tomorrow we're going to continue on with the Micron. We'll get the tool head printed. We'll finish up all the under the hood electronics and like start putting stuff like the lights in and whatnot. And then who knows, maybe we'll start printing stuff for the Monolith gantry as well. So tomorrow should be a pretty fun. We'll get back into it with normal actual stream content. Today was just kind of a, I'm still sick and I haven't streamed in a week, so I got to do something stream. So here we are. Hi. So yeah, again, videos on the channel coming out over the next couple of weeks with coverage from Smurf, some pretty cool stuff. So make sure you're subscribed ring the bell and whatnot. Join the Discord. I do an @everyone when the videos go live. And again, if you are a channel supporter, a Patreon supporter, etc., or somebody gifted it, you will be getting the videos a little bit early, a day or two early, maybe, you know, at least a day early. So you have that to look forward to. So hopefully I'm feeling better tomorrow. I should be okay, I think. Today is like the last, I haven't had to take medicine today, put it that way. Every other day this week I've taken medicine to like survive, and today I'm okay. It's just really dry. It's just really dry. I just want to like, I took a shower this morning and I just like cranked the heat and I just sat there all like, and just breathed in wet water, wet air for a couple hours, or like 20 minutes. It was great. So yeah, so shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we give away this stream and every stream. Links for them and more in the video description. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra. Go a long way in the supporting channel. Some of them, like the Gamer Subs link, use code Canuck, save some money. And for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I'm Taylor Canuck Creator. I'm a Canadian who makes things. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. And I will see you in the future. Goodbye.